George Galloway, who's in Westminster for us this morning, and you may remember back from last year, it was Mr Galloway who was up against Naz Shah, the MP that started this whole row with those comments she made before she was elected. Good morning to you. Look, is this indicative of a problem within the Labour Party, a party of which you used to be a member?
Well, you call it a problem. Naz Shah's, frankly, half-witted scribblings were before she was an MP, and they were on Facebook. They were not like the two Palestinian children that were shot down dead in Jerusalem yesterday and left lying on the street like stray dogs. This is an entirely synthetic crisis. Ken Livingstone said absolutely nothing wrong. Everything he said was the truth. Historical fact, proven. I've got the books, so should you. There was an agreement between the Nazi filth of Hitler and the Zionist leaders in Germany to send Germany's Jews to Palestine, because both of them believed that the German Jews were not German and that they were aliens. Even if they'd been there for centuries, they must leave. So in that sense, Nazism and Zionism were two sides of the same coin. They even actually minted a coin to prove it, to celebrate the Havara Agreement, which was reached. Now, should Ken Livingstone have gone round the studios saying that? I think not. I wouldn't have, neither on timing, nor would I have used the words and the imagery that he used. But you can't be expelled for telling the truth. Oh, wait, that's what happened to me over Iraq.
OK, Natasha Devon's here in the studio, George. She wants a word.
I just wanted to ask you, if this is, as you claim, a synthetic crisis that's been fabricated out of a few ill-judged Facebook comments, then why do you think it's happening now? Why is it advantageous to attack the Labour Party now, in your opinion?
They're trying to get rid of Jeremy Corbyn. That's the long and the short of it. There's a slow-motion coup. It has been underway for many months. The real target is Jeremy Corbyn, and you'll see that this chaos, which has been created, you just saw it by Labour MPs screaming Nazi scum at other big Labour figures like Livingstone, they will say, with all this chaos, we can't go on like this. We need a new leader who can command the support of members of Parliament and those parts of the media that has been hysterically anti-Corbyn from the very beginning. So it's a coup. Corbyn is the target. Sadiq Khan and John Mann and the other voices that have been heard so loudly over the last 24 hours, they're at the heart of that coup. You see if I'm right.
You said, George, that Ken Livingstone was actually right in his assertions. And look, that is a point that could be up for argument. A lot of people on Twitter claiming that as well. But the idea, which he effectively putting that Hitler was a Zionist, that he was supporting the idea of building a Jewish homeland, that can't be validated, can it? I mean, he may have wanted them all out of his country before policy changed and they decided to exterminate 6 million Jews, but the idea that he was actually a Zionist can't be stood up, surely.
And Ken Livingstone never said it. It's one of those things that seems to have passed already in a day into myth. He never said that Hitler was a Zionist. That would be absurd. Hitler was not a Zionist. The Zionists were not Nazis. But in 1933, they concluded what was effectively a treaty, that the German Jews would be transported to Palestine. And that is the Zionist project. They also don't believe that German Jews are German, French Jews are French, or British Jews are British. They believe that they are aliens and they should go and live in somebody else's country. And that's what the Nazi filth believes too. Even now, today, there are people on the far right who believe that.
But
so what Ken Livingstone actually said, Neil...
What he actually said, I mean, to quote him verbatim, if I can find it now, Hitler was supporting Zionism.
Well, that's a fact. That doesn't mean he was a Zionist, but he was supporting Zionism. And that's a fact. It's a historical fact. Every scholar, including Israeli scholars, and including Jewish scholars, will tell you that. But in this firestorm, this synthetic firestorm, in this smokescreen, all of that has been lost, and it's now accepted with regret in some cases, or with I told you so in others, that Ken Livingstone somehow is an anti-Semite. His entire life has been spent fighting racism of all kinds. Indeed, he'd still be the Labour mayor of London if he hadn't gone so out on a limb to defend minorities in London and to stand up against anti-racism.
OK, but whatever your view on that key issue, there's a problem for Labour, isn't there, in the way it's been handled by Jeremy Corbyn, whether you think he should be backing Ken Livingstone or sacking Ken Livingstone. It's a bit of a fudge at the minute, isn't it?
No, he did what the news media has been demanding that he do, which is summarily evict Ken Livingstone, one of the giant figures of the British left, out of the Labour Party. So I don't think you can say that he's been in any way fudging. He's just done the wrong thing. He's done the precise opposite of the wrong thing. I tweeted before all this happened, yesterday morning, if you don't run, they can't chase you. He did run, and my goodness, you are all chasing him.
George Galloway, we have to leave it there. Thank you for your thoughts on that.